An electrician quoted me over $1,000 to install and wire up this EV charger, but I decided just to do it myself. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install a 240 volt EV charger and hook it up to your sub panel. So this is a job that most people would hire an electrician for. And if you did hire an electrician, it'd cost you probably over $1,000, mainly because the wiring had to run about 40 feet to the sub panel, and wiring is really the most expensive part. Instead, I just decided to do it myself. The materials cost just over $300. I went and bought it at Lowe's, but you could probably find these materials for less than 300 bucks if you bought everything online. So by far the most expensive part of the project is the wire. This was about 75% of the cost of the project. I paid $230 for 50 feet roll. It's the Romex 6 gauge 3 wire. And I bought this one because I had about a 40-foot run from the charger to the sub panel. If you have a shorter run, your project cost will be a lot lower. And if your run's longer, expect the cost to go up quite a bit. So besides the miscellaneous electronic parts like the 40 amp dual pole breaker, the electrical box and the cover, those are pretty cheap, 20, 30 bucks. The only other costly item was the NEMA 1450R receptacle, like this one here. So there's basically two types of these outlets that you can use. For a long time, people have been using these NEMA 1450R outlets for electric dryers, welding units, plugging in RVs, things like that. Most of those aren't high current for many hours the way that an EV charger is. So recently there's been a design of a better version that can handle higher current. And these newer versions of outlets are actually designed for EV charging. So it could go 12, 14 hours at full power, something like 40 amps. I think they're rated up to 50 amps. So if you're charging an EV every night, certainly a full EV, you should pay an extra 30 bucks to get one of these outlets. If you have a plug-in hybrid like us, you could probably get away with using the cheaper outlet, but I decided to go for the heavy duty one because it was only a $30 difference. Don't use the wrong NEMA 1450 plug because it can cause a fire. If you just Google NEMA 1450 fire and look at images, you'll see all types of scenarios where people use the wrong receptacle when they're charging their EV and cause some serious fires. So this isn't something to mess around with. Got to use the right plug for this. Don't let this happen at your house. Okay, also, fair warning, I'm not an electrician. If you're unsure what you're doing, definitely don't wing it. Electricity isn't something to mess with. So I referenced the NEC code as closely as I could. I stapled the wires properly. I sized the breaker in my sub panel correctly. Used the right cable clamps and box. And I tested everything with a multimeter before I plugged anything in. But I'm sure a seasoned electrician could call out some mistakes that I made. So if you have any doubts, either hire a pro or at least have someone come by and inspect it after you're done. But if you're up for the challenge, this is actually a pretty easy DIY project. I was able to do it in my free time. The total hours of effort were maybe 3 or 4 hours. And I'm not super fast at what I'm doing. I had to do it at multiple stages because I'm a dad and don't have that much free time. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to show the full installation process. So please keep on watching and let me know if you have any questions. And don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Here's the sub panel that's coming from my main panel. There isn't much on this circuit. There's the mini split that goes to our master bedroom and then a couple plugs. So there's plenty of capacity left on this for an EV charger. I'm going to install the new 40 amp dual pole breaker right there. I already took the other ones out. There's already a bunch of Romex going up here. And I think what I can do is follow this line all the way along the roof there. Come down kind of behind the garage door here. Come up along here and come down right here. I think that's about 30 feet. All right, I'm getting ready to install this EV charger into my electrical panel. I mounted it on the wall. That was pretty easy. That was the easy part. But this plug isn't plugged in yet, and it doesn't fit in this one. So I have to install a new box right here. with the electrical wiring going up over the roof and over to the electrical panel with a new breaker. So I'm going to put the box somewhere around here. I like getting EV chargers that have these plugs rather than going hardwired in. Technically, it's safer to go hardwired in, and that's better for a more permanent install. But I like having an extra plug here because it gives you options to switch chargers. So anyways, I'll get the plug here, run the wire up, and we'll see how that goes. So go try to get it right around there. There we go. Look at that. Got pretty thick cable here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have this come in down here. Let's see if I can fit this through here. Hopefully this fitting is large enough for it. Let's see. Looks like that'll fit. So now I got to run this up all the way over here, all the way up there. Now, another reason why I'm not an electrician is I guess you got to straighten this out. All right, the other camera died. I brought that black wire all the way over. You can see it. It's actually wasn't so bad. Brought it over to here. It's set up and ready to go. Got to clean it up a little bit, but generally it's pretty much in there. All I need to do is bring the black wire into this box and put in the breaker and put in the outlet on the other side. So that's it. I'm gonna take a break right now. Okay, now I'm gonna strip this down and put on this connector. And so this connector has the special EV port on it. This is one I'm gonna use, and I'm get these wires connected and in there. So I gotta strip this and pull the wires out, cut the ends off so they'll fit into this inlet. So let's get some tools. So I probably need to ground this box with something else. Time to look at the instructions and figure out which one goes where. Ground probably goes up here. Neutral, I'm gonna guess the neutral's the middle, and then this is one's black, one's red, but I'm gonna look at the instructions. Let's see. So maybe I do need a new cover. So maybe I have to get a different box that mounts onto there. How is that gonna mount in there? Oh yeah, how's this gonna mount? Maybe I need to do something different. All right, here's something that's kind of annoying. So I got this box that does fit on perfectly right here. And if I did this, I could mount it on these holes here, plug it in. And with this Nema 1450R, it would work fine. I assumed that the EV version, the heavy duty one, would also fit, but it doesn't. So this one Let's see, this one is 2 inches, 0.43. What's this one? 2.1 inches. So what is that? 2 and 1/8, something like that. This hole here, 2.15. Yeah. So I just got to find a different cover, and I might need a different box as well. Yeah. So I need to find whatever cover matches for this. And what's annoying is I can't find a cover that has this size hole that matches this box. So I have to replace this box, replace this cover before I can get the cover that works with this one and the box that works with this one. So there's an annoying thing that you can learn that you don't have to do if you do this project. So another trip to the hardware store or to Amazon. What do you think? I like going to the hardware store better. Maybe I could check Menards this time. Okay, I had to go to Home Depot to pick up a few things. So this cover now matches this EV port, and then this can then mount onto, not that one, but this new box. So I got to replace this box. It's not that big of a deal, but something I learned along the way. This box would have been fine if I had used the old standard Nema 1450R receptacle. This one would have worked right there, and that's what I actually did last time at my last house. But it doesn't work with a new plug. Who knew? So gotta return those. So let's take this one out. By the way, these aren't live or anything yet. Nothing's plugged in on the other side. Really not that hard to get this stuff out. Guess I could have left that fitting on there. So now I got to figure out how to bring this in here. Put that right about there. Yeah, that works. I'll bring it in through the back. I got to drill a hole through this. Where is the drill that I am looking for? This one. I had a larger one of these. Will this be big enough? Oh, just barely. That's too big. About a 1 inch. Let's try this old rusty one. Let's see what happens. All right, are we going to be able to clamp this in here? This comes out a lot further than I thought it would. Is it going to come? Is it going to fall out? Ooh, look at that! I wasn't expecting that to work. All right, let's put it pretty far back. Okay, that smells like burnt plastic, but that'll do. Haven't used that bit in a long time. It was pretty rusty, but that'll do. All right, here we go. Let's get this mounted on the wall. Yep, that works. Let's get this mounted. Okay, I'm getting ready to mount this. I'm gonna strip these wires back. I'm gonna shorten them a little bit. Hopefully that's not a mistake. Oh. They're number 6 wires, so they're pretty hard to strip or cut. And I'll have to strip them kind of manually. Grounding one's a bit easier. All right, let's strip them. This has a little stripping length on it. Has a little stripping length. That's pretty handy. I'll use it. we got all of those stripped. Now I need to get my torque wrench, which I don't own. So I think I need to buy one because just tightening these is going to be hard to do with just this. I think I'll need a longer torque wrench. I think it was 75 inch-pounds, and I don't have enough leverage to do that here. So what to do? I think we might have to pause here while I get the torque wrench. I think that's the right way to do it. Even though I've been able to, as I move this, I've been able to tighten it. So that's kind of the issue there. All right, we're getting very close here. Once I get the torque wrench, tighten these down, I can mount this plate on there, put the cover on there, and I'm done here. And then all I have to do next is hook up the circuit breaker and connect the wire, and I'm done. And now it's time to torque down the terminals connected to these wires on this. And I talked to my neighbor and I said, "Hey, do you have a torque wrench?" And he says, "Yes, I do." So I'm like, "Awesome." Went across the street, went and grabbed it. But then when I checked it, I noticed that it only goes down to 10 foot-pounds. Yeah, 10 foot-pounds. And what I needed is 75 inch-pounds. And you just divide by 12 with that. So I need about 6.25 foot-pounds. And the lowest it goes is 10. So I would be over torquing it if I went to 10. So I said, well, that's annoying. I can't use this one. So then I went to Lowe's and checked what they have there. And they had this Cobalt one that does 50 to 25 inch-pounds. So this one would work, but this was $90 at Lowe's. And I bought it and I was like, well, I guess I just need to do this in order to do this right. I have to get a new tool. You know, spending money on a new tool isn't so bad, having it around. Um, but that was a little frustrating. But then I went on to Amazon to see what they had, and they had this Hectron one that had a similar range, you know, so this one would work for this job, and this one was $54 on Amazon. So I think I'll be using this Amazon one and returning this one to Lowe's. So, anyways, that's what happened in the last couple days. I also needed this very special 5/32 Allen key to fit into this right here. So that was another annoying thing to get. I had to buy a whole pack of these. Actually, I need to make sure this matches and fits. Okay, good. This one does fit. I had to spend 14 bucks for a whole set of this to get one of these. And then I was about to shoot the video and I said, okay, let's hook this up. But this has a 3/8 hole and the torque wrench comes with a 1/4 inch. So this doesn't fit. So I just went out to the hardware store. I went to a local hardware store, but I had to get this bit that converts the 1/4 inch to, let's see if it works, 3/8 inch bit. Okay, so this was super annoying. I had to get a special torque wrench. I had to get the special bit converter, and then the Allen key bit that matches all this. So all this together was $80 in tools. That's the way it is. Now I have these tools for next time. About to do this for a friend for next time. So there we go. Now let's figure out how to set the right settings for 75 inch-pounds, and then we'll tighten these up, and then we can get on with the installation. Okay. So this one had to go to 65 plus 10. So that's how I get, and it's just under 80 right there. So on this particular one, that's how I set the torque wrench. Okay, got that one at the right torque. Oh, that one needed more. There we go. All right, so maybe this tool was worth it. All right, turns out they were all pretty good. All right. I'm gonna cut it right around there. Can't cut all these at once. Can I get one in there? Okay, got one left. Can we do this? Can we do this? We did it. We did it. Careful, this is all hot electrical. 230. Kind of a low voltage. There we go. Okay, project's done. Everything's installed. The charger looks good. It's plugged in. Now it's time to see if the car will charge with the new charger. Purple light, I think that means standby. So let's plug it in and see what happens. Oh yeah, look at it. Look at it. It's a supercharger. It's a super zoomer. Just kidding. Let's go put it into the real car. All right, it's green. It's charging. We did it. Good job. That's it. That's all. Now let's go pick up these kids from summer camp. Let's do it. Let's pick them up.